All right, we're back here live, and a big case by the Supreme Court has rejected a challenge to the abortion pill mifepristone. They decided this unanimously today. Our chief legal correspondent, Katie Barlow, live with us to explain that. Hi, Katie. Good to see you. First, let's talk about what this means in layman's terms.
Yeah, let's talk about what the court did, and then let's talk about how they did it, because that's just as important here. So what the court did, they tossed a challenge to the abortion pill mifepristone. A group of doctors were challenging the FDA's decision to make it easier to get mifepristone, expand access since 2016, like allowing it to be used through the 10th week of pregnancy instead of the 7th, allowing healthcare providers to prescribe it, even if they're not doctors, and allowing you to receive it through the mail. So the court's unanimous decision today has the effect of preserving all of those things that I just talked about. The current ability to access mifepristone, including through the mail and from a nurse practitioner, for example, is preserved. Everything stays the same, nothing changes, and all 9 justices agreed on that. But how they got there is a different question.
All right, so let's talk about that, because I think people, they're like, how do you reconcile the fact that in the Dobbs case, they overturned, such a huge law in this country, and now you've got unanimous support behind mifepristone, which in effect allows for abortion and causes abortion?
It's a good question, and they kicked the case on procedural grounds. They said that the doctors who filed the lawsuit didn't have what's called standing. Standing is your ticket into federal court. It's required to file any lawsuit in the country, and you have to prove 3 things. You have to prove that you were injured, that your injury comes from the person or the group that you're suing, and that a favorable decision from the court would help redress that injury. Or, as the late Justice Antonin Scalia used to say, he's from New Jersey, grew up in Queens, you have to show what's it to you? And the court here unanimously said that the doctors don't have standing. They're not personally injured by the FDA's decision to make it easier for other people to get access to the drug. They also aren't required to prescribe the drug. So this is the FDA regulating other people, and the court said that's not something that these doctors in this case can come into court and say that they're injured by.
You've been following the court for a while, Katie. You've got insight there. What does it say to you that it was Justice Brett Kavanaugh who decided one way in one case, and then a different way in this one was the one who wrote the unanimous opinion?
Well, it's an interesting choice that Justice Brett Kavanaugh wrote the decision. The way the justices decide who writes the decision is the most senior justice in the majority assigns it. So clearly here, because it was unanimous, Chief Justice John Roberts was the most senior member of the majority. He chose to assign the decision to Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Now, whether Justice Kavanaugh was sort of lobbying to be able to write this decision, that's something only the justices will know, and maybe their clerks. But this was assigned by the chief because it was unanimous. And it's notable here that the entirety of the decision is about standing, and Justice Thomas writes separately to kind of carve out his rationale and in some ways invite potentially another challenge in the same vein, but set up in a different way that may either have standing or invite the court to change its standing doctrine.
That was going to be my follow-up question. Now that this is the law of the land, does it mean it's done once and for all, or is there potential to potentially fine an injured party, if you will, to come back and say, wait a second, let's talk about this again?
Well, I think if we learned anything from the Dobbs decision, nothing is ever done once and for all at the court, although there is a general understanding that once they make a decision, they don't overturn themselves. But that doesn't mean that this case can't come up to the court in a different way, where they actually address the merits, the actual issue of mifepristone and whether it can be lawfully used in this country, given the court's rulings on abortion. That's a different question. And the court didn't even touch that question here. They didn't reach the merits or the issue of an abortion pill, especially after the Dobbs decision. So that could come up to the court in a different case and look a different way.
All right, Katie Barlow for us, breaking down today's big decision, and we continue to wait a lot of those decisions in this decision month, as they call it, of June.